What's happening, crypto fam? Get ready for a whirlwind of updates that are shaking up the digital asset space. The market is moving at lightning speed, and if you're not plugged in, you're missing out on the action. We've got major shifts, strategic plays, and institutional moves that are setting the stage for what's next. From price action that's keeping traders on the edge of their seats to big names making waves, this is the information you absolutely need to stay ahead. Stick around because you won't want to miss a single second of this essential crypto rundown. Let's dive in. First up, the entire market is buzzing as we see significant upward movement across major cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Dogecoin showing impressive gains. What's fueling this surge? We're looking at the anticipation of a major tech earnings report, and it seems to be creating a ripple effect that's lifting all boats. Traders are dissecting every chart, every indicator, and every sentiment signal to predict the next big move, and the insights coming from seasoned analysts are absolutely fascinating. We'll break down what this means for your portfolio. Then, we're diving deep into a critical question. Is Bitcoin's recent dip to a 7-week low actually a strategic entry point? In a landscape clouded by macroeconomic turbulence, understanding these moments could be key to navigating the volatility. We'll explore the expert opinions that suggest this might be more than just a price correction. It could be a calculated opportunity for those who are watching closely. Next, get ready for some big news as Bitcoin has not only reclaimed a significant price level, breaking back above $112,000, but it's also seeing a broader rebound across the entire cryptocurrency market. We'll unpack the factors driving this recovery and what it signals for the short-term outlook. This is a pivotal moment that could redefine market sentiment. And finally, we're talking about institutional powerhouses stepping into the arena. One Japanese firm, a major Bitcoin treasury company, has just been upgraded in key global indices, signaling a massive wave of growing acceptance. This move could be a game changer, potentially redirecting traditional capital into the crypto space. You don't want to miss this. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the Bitcoin Bulletin, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get into it. Market momentum builds on earnings anticipation. The cryptocurrency market is experiencing a significant upswing, with major players like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin all showing notable gains. This broad-based rally is occurring as the market eagerly awaits the earnings report from tech giant Nvidia, suggesting a positive correlation between anticipation of strong performance in the traditional tech sector and a bullish sentiment in digital assets. The energy is palpable as traders and analysts scrutinize market signals, looking to capitalize on the momentum. Seasoned traders are observing distinct patterns in Bitcoin's price action. Income Sharks, a well-regarded analyst, has highlighted that Bitcoin's recent movements have become remarkably predictable. He points out that while a break below support levels often triggers panic, these moments frequently present the most opportune times to buy. Income Sh Hindi, Hi Ka Inus Hindi, Hi Halunt, Inus Hindi, Hi Sa Inus, specifically noted the latest price action as a classic diagonal breakdown, characterized by a deceptive dip below support followed by a swift and powerful rebound. This pattern, he suggests, indicates underlying strength despite short-term volatility. Adding to the optimistic outlook, Michael Van de Poppe has addressed concerns about the potential end of Bitcoin's bull run. He argues that the traditional 4-year market cycle, which has historically dictated boom and bust periods, may be evolving. Van de Poppe posits that the market is transitioning into longer, more extended bullish phases, implying that the current upward trend could have significant room to grow. This perspective challenges conventional cycle theories and suggests a new paradigm for crypto market growth. Further reinforcing the bullish sentiment, Ted Pillows has identified a recurring weekly rhythm in Bitcoin's price since July. This pattern typically involves a sell-off on Mondays, a bottom forming on Tuesdays, and a modest rally during the midweek. This week's trading activity has mirrored this script precisely, leading Pillows to suggest that a significant price pump could be imminent. This consistent weekly pattern provides a potential roadmap for short-term trading strategies. On the sentiment front, On-Chain College is urging traders to maintain focus on fundamental signals rather than getting caught up in the noise of market speculation. The firm reminds the community that Bitcoin historically tends to reach its peak valuations when there is widespread skepticism or a lack of consensus about a cycle top. This advice encourages a more disciplined approach, emphasizing data-driven decisions over emotional responses to market chatter. This confluence of technical analysis, evolving market cycle theories, and sentiment indicators paints a picture of a market poised for further positive movement, driven by both anticipation of external economic events and internal market dynamics. The strategic insights from these analysts suggest that despite short-term fluctuations, the underlying trend remains robust. But what happens when the market faces broader economic headwinds? Keep watching, as our next story explores a potential strategic entry point amidst wider turbulence. And when Bitcoin reclaims key price levels, what does that signal for the wider crypto ecosystem? We've got that covered too. Navigating uncertainty. Bitcoin's 7-week low as a strategic entry point. In the dynamic and often unpredictable world of cryptocurrency, recent price action has seen Bitcoin dip to a 7-week low. While such a movement might typically signal concern, a growing number of analysts and market participants are beginning to view this period not as a cause for alarm, but as a potential strategic entry point. This perspective is particularly relevant given the prevailing macroeconomic turbulence that continues to cast a shadow over global financial markets, influencing investment decisions across all asset classes, including digital assets. The current economic climate is marked by a complex interplay of factors, including inflation concerns, interest rate adjustments by central banks, and geopolitical uncertainties. These elements create a backdrop of volatility that can lead to significant price swings in risk-on assets like cryptocurrencies. However, within this turbulence, astute investors are seeking opportunities, and Bitcoin's recent pullback is being analyzed through this lens. The argument is that a strategic investor, armed with a long-term perspective and a strong understanding of Bitcoin's fundamental value proposition, might find this period of lower prices an attractive opportunity to accumulate the asset. This viewpoint is often rooted in the belief that Bitcoin's scarcity, its decentralized nature, and its growing adoption as a store of value or a medium of exchange position it favorably for long-term growth. Despite short-term price fluctuations driven by sentiment, news cycles, or macroeconomic events, the underlying technological innovation and increasing institutional interest are seen as powerful tailwinds. Therefore, a dip to a 7-week low, while perhaps unsettling for short-term traders, could represent a valuable chance for long-term holders to increase their positions at a more favorable cost basis. Furthermore, the narrative around Bitcoin often centers on its potential as a hedge against inflation and a safe haven asset in times of economic uncertainty, a narrative that gains traction when traditional financial systems show signs of strain. If the current macroeconomic turbulence is perceived as a precursor to broader economic challenges, then Bitcoin's role as a potential store of value becomes even more compelling. This dual perspective, seeing the dip as both a technical opportunity and a fundamental validation, is shaping how many are approaching the current market conditions. The resilience of the Bitcoin network, its robust security, and the continuous development within the broader cryptocurrency ecosystem also contribute to the confidence of those who view this period as a strategic entry. As the market matures and adoption continues to grow, the fundamental drivers of Bitcoin's value are expected to assert themselves, potentially overshadowing the short-term impacts of macroeconomic volatility. This makes the current juncture a subject of intense analysis for those looking to position themselves advantageously for future market cycles. As the market navigates these economic crosscurrents, another development is signaling a positive shift in sentiment. Keep watching as we explore how Bitcoin is reclaiming key price levels and what that means for the crypto world. And for those who believe in the power of long-term adoption, a major Japanese firm's recent index upgrade could be a game-changer. Bitcoin reclaims $112,000 amidst broad crypto rebound. In a significant development for the digital asset space, Bitcoin has successfully reclaimed the $112,000 price level, marking a strong resurgence after a period of consolidation. This milestone is part of a broader market-wide rebound, with cryptocurrencies across the board experiencing upward momentum. The recovery indicates a renewed confidence among investors and a potential shift in market sentiment, signaling that the recent downturn may be giving way to a more bullish phase. The reclaim of such a significant psychological and technical barrier, like $112,000, is often seen as a bullish indicator. It suggests that buying pressure has overcome selling pressure at this crucial level, paving the way for potential further price appreciation. This upward movement is not isolated. It is occurring in conjunction with a general uplift in the value of other major cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum, Ripple's XRP, and even meme coins like Dogecoin, painting a picture of a market-wide recovery. Several factors could be contributing to this resurgence. The broader economic environment, while still presenting challenges, may be offering more favorable conditions for risk assets. Positive news flow, such as developments in institutional adoption or technological advancements within the crypto space, can also significantly influence market sentiment. Additionally, technical factors, like the completion of a price correction phase or the formation of bullish chart patterns, often precede such rallies. Analysts are closely watching the volume accompanying this price action to gauge the conviction behind the rally. High trading volumes on upward price movements typically signify strong buying interest and sustainability. The fact that Bitcoin has not only broken through, but is holding above the $112,000 mark suggests that this move might have the legs to continue, potentially setting new short-term price targets. The implications of this rebound extend beyond just price. A sustained upward trend can attract new investors, increase trading activity, and foster a more positive outlook for the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. It can also influence regulatory discussions and corporate adoption, as a healthy and growing crypto market is often viewed more favorably by traditional financial institutions and policymakers. This development is particularly noteworthy given the recent volatility experienced in the crypto markets. The ability of Bitcoin to recover and surpass key resistance levels demonstrates the underlying strength and resilience of the asset. As the market digests this positive momentum, the focus will likely shift to whether this trend can be sustained and what the next key price levels will be. As Bitcoin demonstrates its recovery power, institutional interest is also on the rise, signaling a new era of adoption. Stay tuned for how global indices are reflecting this growing acceptance. And for those looking for the next big opportunity, understanding market cycles is key. We'll break down expert takes on Bitcoin's long-term trajectory. Japanese treasury firm Metaplanet graduates to mid-cap status, boosting Bitcoin's institutional appeal. In a significant development that underscores the growing institutional acceptance of Bitcoin, Metaplanet, Japan's largest Bitcoin treasury company, has been upgraded from a small cap to a mid-cap stock in FTSE Russell's 2025 semi-annual review. This reclassification means Metaplanet will be included in the prestigious FTSE Japan Index and, importantly, the FTSE All-World Index. The latter tracks the largest publicly listed companies globally, signifying a major step forward for a company whose primary corporate asset is Bitcoin. Metaplanet's journey to this inclusion is a testament to its robust performance and strategic vision. The company, which pivoted from a hotel business to a Bitcoin treasury in 2024, has accumulated a substantial 18,888 BTC in its corporate treasury, surpassing holdings of well-known entities like Coinbase and Tesla. This significant Bitcoin reserve positions Metaplanet as the seventh largest publicly traded company by Bitcoin holdings and the largest in Japan. Its year-to-date gains have been nothing short of spectacular, reportedly reaching 187%, significantly outperforming the TOPIX Core 30 index, a benchmark for Japanese blue-chip stocks, which saw a 7.2% year-to-date increase. This impressive financial performance was a key factor in its reclassification by FTSE Russell. the implications of Metaplanet's inclusion in these major global indices are far-reaching. For Metaplanet, it means increased visibility and potential for passive capital inflows as index funds that track the FTSE Japan and FTSE All-World indices will be mandated to purchase its stock. This influx of capital is expected to support the company's valuation and its ongoing Bitcoin accumulation strategy. The company has set an ambitious goal to accumulate 210,000 BTC by 2027, which represents a notable 1% of Bitcoin's total maximum supply of 21 million coins. This strategic accumulation is backed by substantial funding, with Metaplanet securing an $881 million funding round. These funds are earmarked not only for further Bitcoin purchases, but also for expanding its income-generating business ventures. CEO Simon Jarovich has indicated plans to use a portion of the firm's Bitcoin reserves to acquire businesses that generate revenue, thereby diversifying Metaplanet's financial model beyond simple treasury management. This forward-thinking approach aims to create a more sustainable and growth-oriented company within the digital asset ecosystem. More broadly, Metaplanet's graduation to mid-cap status and inclusion in global indices signals a growing trend of institutional acceptance for Bitcoin as a legitimate asset class. This development could serve as a catalyst for other traditional companies and investment funds to explore direct exposure to Bitcoin or to invest in publicly traded companies that hold significant Bitcoin reserves. Such a shift could lead to substantial capital flows from traditional financial markets into the cryptocurrency space, potentially influencing global investment strategies and further solidifying Bitcoin's position in the mainstream financial landscape. As institutional interest grows, the market is also witnessing significant price movements that could signal a new phase for digital assets. Stay with us for more on Bitcoin's recent price action. And if you're looking to stay ahead of the curve, understanding the subtle patterns in market behavior could be your key to unlocking opportunities. All right, crypto enthusiasts, that's a wrap on today's rapid-fire update. We saw Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin surge on Nvidia earnings anticipation. Bitcoin's 7-week low might be a strategic entry point amidst macro turbulence. Bitcoin has reclaimed $112,000, leading a market-wide crypto rebound. And a Japanese firm's index upgrades signals growing institutional power in Bitcoin. If you found this information valuable, do us a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to Bitcoin Bulletin for more cutting-edge analysis, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Don't forget to follow us on all our social channels for real-time updates and join the conversation in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed and stay profitable.